Slimehouse TV, myself Theo Kane, hitting you with a little bit more toy talk on a Toy Talk Tuesday. Hope everybody is good. Today's subject is one that I've wanted to talk about since the first idea of me setting up this new show, this new Toy Talk show. And it's one that talks about elitism within the toy community, and I think it's something that's not even just in the toy community, it's in lots of different communities, anything that has like a nerdy geek culture around it, but I'll get into it a little bit later. But then last week, Jonathan Nichols, who is a guy who frequently comments on YouTube, who also suggested one of our other Toy Talk subjects, but he wanted me to talk about toy elitism, particularly within a Facebook group. And I haven't got the direct quote because he sent it as a big comment, but he basically said that he was part of a toy group that was a specific toy group on Facebook where you wasn't allowed to post figures with reproduction weapons. Now, you know my stance on reproduction weapons. I don't mind them. That's a whole other subject that we got into in another video. But this was a toy group that was so elitist that you wasn't even allowed to post a picture of a figure that had a weapon in its hand that was reproduction. So if you took a picture like of this cabinet behind you, this cabinet behind me, sorry, and there was any toys with reproduction weapons, people would zoom in, circle them, and said that's not legit, that's not real, and people were getting banned off the toy group. And then Minifigures UK also said underneath that, yeah, like he's literally left groups before because he was tired of scrolling down his Facebook, just wanting to escape the bullshit of the world and just look at some fucking toys, and people were constantly kicking off about, oh, this isn't right, that's not legit, this is this is that, and just like bringing a real negative energy to something that's supposed to be fun. Now, I've seen this for many years in different scenes, from the Warhammer scene to the VHS horror movie video collector scene and stuff like that. And you get people that are so elitist and so into this stuff, and you get different levels of geek. You get some people that are just into it a bit because they think it's cool, and then you get the complete polar opposite of that, the night and day flip side of it, where you get someone whose life is this stuff, and they're so into it that they feel like no one else is even allowed to be into it because they've spent way more years researching it and digging deep into that particular subject. And the toy scene is a prime example of that. So an experience that I've had recently with this kind of thing is when I do these videos, I'll do a Toy Talk episode, and to me, these Toy Talk episodes, they appeal to anybody that is a toy collector. If we're talking about reproduction parts, if we're talking about toy grading, if we're talking about collecting stuff for its value or for because you love it, all this stuff covers a wide branch of toy collecting. So if I post this video on a toy group that is specifically a type of toys, let's say minifigures, for the example of the guy that commented on this video. Let's say I post something like this on a minifigure page. Now, I'm not particularly talking about specifically minifigures. I'm talking about figures in general. But I could post this video on that page and it will get removed by the admins. You are not allowed to post on this group unless it is specifically about minifigures that came out between 1978 and 1991 and nothing else. And I'm just like, wow, okay, like, this is a toy group. We're just talking toys here, bruv. Like, this is just a fun thing that we're into. And I thought that anybody could just take a bit of fun out of listening to someone talk about collecting. I didn't realise it was so elitist, and I found that a lot when I've started bringing out videos more frequently. There's some toy groups that are just like, yeah, man, get involved, post on our wall. We're just happy to have the traffic and the traction, and the more activity of people talking, the better. And then there's others that are so elitist that they don't want anything on that group unless it's 110% completely to their particular subject. And that's something that I've noticed in recent times. So that was something that I wanted to talk about with the Toy Talk Tuesday, but then this took it to a whole nother level, and it's something that I really have seen, and without like pointing fingers at any particular types of group, for record, the UK minifigures group is amazing. Like, they're really, really cool, and I've made good friends with the guy that runs that, and we've done some nice trades and stuff like that. I was just using as an example, let's say it was a minifigures group, and I posted a video on there that wasn't specifically minifigures. And the way I see it is that, do you know, in this world with so much shit and horrific bullshit going on, and the monotony of everyday life, and people trying to earn money to keep the bills paid, or trying to deal with like illness in the families and pandemics and all this shit, like, toys should be the fun side of life. That should be something that, if I mute every single person on my Facebook and all I had left was toy groups, I would expect that to be the fun stuff. I wake up in the morning, I scroll through some toy groups, and it gives me a little bit of joy inside. I don't want to scroll down toy groups and I see people arguing because the particular shade of an axe for a Motu figure could possibly be a Venezuelan repro and not the original US release. Fuck off, man. Do you know what I mean? I hate that shit. This is not what toy collecting is about to me. And it feels like some of these Facebook groups and some of these social media platforms, they're just full of these people that want to suck the fun out of everything. And like I said, it's as if they think like because they're into something and they've been into it for 10 years longer than you, that they have more right to have a say on it, and they get to bully someone else against what they're into, and that their collection is not right because it's got something in it that's not a particular right shade of plastic. Nah, not at all. I hate that shit. Do you know, when I did a video talking about people that like throw the word nerd and geek around and stuff like that and try and make you feel bad about something that you're collecting, should I tell you what's even worse than them? People that are into the same thing as you and try to make you feel shit because they don't know as much as you. And I get it a lot because I talk a certain way, I look a certain way. I might not fit into the category of every single toy collector, so sometimes I might start talking to someone who collects toys and they talk to me like I'm a bit of an idiot because they think I'm just some kind of chavvy fucking hip-hop guy, but then they realise that I know more about toys than they've ever fucking known because I've been on this shit since I was 3 years old because my dad was a toy collector. But I would never put that energy across to someone else because I just like the fact that other people collect toys, and I will talk about those toys with anyone, and I would never try and belittle someone because I think I know more about a fucking Transformers fucking gun than someone else does on their page and their Transformers collection. Now, do you know what? I've got enough about myself, and I'm sure the people that watch this show, if you agree with me, you will have enough about yourself that you don't ever have to fire on someone else and try and make them feel shit about collecting because you know a little bit more than them, or you feel that you've been in that scene longer, so that person doesn't deserve to post their collection. This shit should be fun. In a world with so much chaotic fucking bollocks going on, you should be able to just post on a Facebook group and say, do you know what? I've been collecting a couple of months. This is my toy collection. And you go, yeah, man, nice one. Keep it up. I hope you find some more soon. Happy hunting. And that's my whole attitude to this stuff. So I see people get the energy sucked out by the toy community. Like I said, I've seen it in lots of other communities. I've seen it in VHS communities, poster collecting communities, because I'm well into that, and Warhammer and stuff like that. And sometimes they are frequented by a specific kind of person that really will try and make out they're better than you because they've got more stuff, or they've been into this stuff for longer, or they know more about it. These are the kind of people that when you say, oh, I watched a film the other day, I really liked it, and they go, oh, it's not as good as the book. It's not true to the comic. Even though it's a completely different entity, they can't say, oh yeah, did you enjoy it? Yeah, nice one, I'm glad you enjoyed it. They have to say, oh, it's not as good as the comic. It's not as good as the original. And I've kind of been that guy when it comes to movies and stuff, but I've always checked myself and be like, no, I'm not going to try and make someone else feel shit about something that they like or they're into because I think I know a bit more about it. Because in the end, we all gonna fucking die one day, and can't we just be happy that we had some toys and some comics and some films and some games that just gave us a bit of joy, and we didn't shit on other people because they didn't know quite as much about it as me. Maybe they do know more about it than me. Who am I to fire on them? I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but this stuff does really wind me up. But just what I want to end this video on is saying that as much as these Facebook groups and these social media platforms do have those kind of people, and they will always have them, there's also some amazing people on these groups. And I've met some lifelong friends through Facebook toy groups and stuff like that. I'm doing a video at the minute on the old Kenner Robin Hood figures. I've been shooting it in Sherwood Forest and stuff, and I didn't have a few of the specific parts that I needed to finish it. And over the weeks, people have sent me this stuff for free. They've borrowed me stuff, and these are people that don't know me. They've never met me. They've sent it out of the goodness of the heart because they just real recognize real. And I always say that, real recognize real. They just recognize that you're a genuine person, you're trying to do something cool, and they hook you up, and I would hook them up if they needed something that I needed. This is how the toy community should be. It's such a tight-knit community. Don't try and push people out of it. Do you know what I mean? It's not cool. So as much as you will get these idiots and these dickheads that want to try and take over these groups and make them cliquey and elitist, there will always be way more cool people that make this scene fucking awesome. Like I said, I've seen people get disheartened with the toy community, if you can call it that, because there's certain people in it, or certain kinds of people and certain energies that have made them feel shit about being part of it. But never do that, because the toy community is this. The toy community, for the main part, is people like us that love this stuff. So I hope we can just end it on that it's not a negative thing, because as much as these people exist in these toy groups, these people don't own toys. Nobody owns toys. The world owns toys. And in many cases, the toys own us because we're addicted to this stuff. So I hope you enjoyed today's Toy Talk Tuesday subject. I know I went a bit deep there and I got a bit agitated, but it really does get to me, and I really don't want people to feel shit about being into something, because there's so many people in this world that will try and make you feel like a nerd for being into this shit. You don't want people that's also into this stuff, that were more into it, apparently, make you feel even more weird. Anyway, this is Toy Talk Tuesday. I'd love to know your thoughts on this subject. I'm sure we can get some real good discussion going on this one. So remember, drop your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, if you've got any subjects that you want to see us cover on a future Toy Talk episode. These are not questions. You're not asking me a question. You're giving me subjects that we can talk about as a community. This is the community. I'm also on Instagram at Theo_Kane_Slimehouse. I post lots of exclusive stuff on there. And also, if you want to help support this channel and help make this channel bigger and better than ever and do more cool stuff. I don't just do Toy Talk episodes sat talking to camera. I'm always out and about doing stuff. I make like real high-end toy documentaries and stuff like that. So if you want to help support that, you can head over to patreon.com/SlimeHouseTV, and for as little as $1 a month or more, if you're feeling a little bit generous, like I said, you can help support this channel and help make Slimehouse bigger and better than ever. In the meantime, I'm Theo Kane. This has been Slimehouse TV. Stay fucking cool, and I'll catch you in the next video. Boom!